Okay, I'm late. I'm sorry. I suck at life. I have a good reason, though, as to why I did not get on earlier when I should have been on here earlier. I know I said 9:30. Sorry, I'm fired. But here's why. I'll wait for a couple of you because there's only one person on here right now. Hi, Heather. I'm going to eat something because I'm hungry. I'm constantly hungry. So bad, you guys. So bad. Nobody yell at me. Oh my God. Nobody else do that. So bad. Okay. So, I was supposed to be on here earlier. And I was going to do my final shot live with you. But I had a problem. And here was my problem. So I got the shot out. And I was told in all my paperwork, it said it was supposed to be a pre-filled syringe. Like the Ganirelix was. It was just a little syringe all ready to go, right? It wasn't. It was a pen. It had to be dialed to a certain number. And I was like, my directions don't say anything about this. So I started blowing up my nurse's phone. She's not answering. I'm like, okay, this is a problem. What am I supposed to do? So she doesn't answer, and I had to take it at an exact time. It had to be right at 9:30. Right at 9:30. So I'm tripping. I'm like, oh my God, they're not answering. I don't know what to do. What the heck do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I don't know how to use this thing. Well, because I ordered my meds from Israel, they're different than the ones that come in the United States. So they did not know that Israel sent a different type of meds. So that totally messed everything up. So my doctor's amazing. I love him. I've said that a million times. I'm going to keep saying that. He gave me his cell phone number on the very first day. And so I blew up his phone. And I was like, are you awake? Because I need help. And he was like, what's wrong? So I FaceTimed him. And I'm like, this is not what they're saying that it is. And she's not answering. My nurse is not answering. And I don't know what to do. And he was like, let me see that. So I like showed him the pen for the Ovidrell that I had. He was like, oh, cool. He's like, but that's not what we normally give. He was like, so I'm glad that you got a hold of somebody, me. He told me how to dial it in and what dosage I needed and how to do it. And then he was like, I need you to do it higher, like by your belly button. I'm like, by my belly button? He's like, yeah, because you had your tummy tuck. He said, the skin around your tummy tuck scar is not going to help your blood absorb all of this medicine. And I want you to have the best possible chances of retrieving the most eggs. He's like, so I want you to do it a little bit higher where you have better absorption. All right, cool, whatever. So I did the shot live with my doctor on FaceTime, which was so cool. I love him. And I was just kind of like, you know, it's like one thing if I'm doing this like with a bunch of people on there, I might have a couple of nurses in my group or something and like they can judge me. But when you're doing it with your doctor on freaking FaceTime, like that's a whole nother type of pressure. Like a whole different type of pressure. Like, yeah, there's like the coaching aspect of it. It's kind of nice to have him on there because he could like, okay, no, do this. Okay, no, do this. Okay, no, do this. But at the same time, it's like, ugh, like that's scary with him like being there watching me give myself a freaking shot. That was scary stuff. Like, I was kind of like, okay, am I doing this right? Like, I've been doing this for 9 days, and if I'm not doing it right, oh well, because I've messed up for the last 9 days. But hopefully this is all right now. And it was fine. It worked out great. So he told me, I was like, oh, you did a good job. You're good. I'm like, okay. That hurt. And I made him listen to me squeal because it was higher up. So the skin was like way so friggin', the skin next to my belly button's a lot thicker than the skin down below. So it took a lot more force to get it in there. And it did not go in as easy as it would have otherwise. So I don't know. Sorry I didn't get to do it live with y'all. Did get to do it live with my doctor on FaceTime, which was awesome. Because I had no idea what I was about to do if I didn't get a hold of somebody. So luckily, he answered the phone and literally walked me through it. But he's like, this is why I give out my cell phone number. You got a problem, I want you to freaking call me. I want to know about it. So that's another reason why I love him. Like, what would I have done if I was anybody else's patient and didn't have his freaking number? what would I have done? Like, this could have jacked up the whole retrieval on Thursday. Like, it really could have messed me up. So I was really thankful that I had his number and that I could blow him up. Plus, I had 3 other people at the practice who were all trying to get a hold of my nurse at the same time. So I'm blowing everybody's phone up. And then I don't know if you got to watch my video from earlier, but today I was like super bored. So I wrote one of the girls that manages the front desk at the office, and I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm working, blah, blah, blah. She's like, doctor's gone home for the day. Office manager's gone home for the day. There's just a couple of us left up here. We're not seeing any patients or anything. I was like, I'm bored. She was like, come on up to the office. I'll put you to work. I'm like, yes. So I packed up, went from my hotel over to the doctor's office, and I worked at the doctor's office for the whole afternoon today, which was so fun. I taught Sarah, which she's the lady that handles a lot of the office stuff. She has more hats than she needs. I taught her all about the social marketing side of things with, YouTube and Facebook, and we created a Facebook group that's going to have all kinds of cool stuff in it for people that are going through this. It'll be a support. And what I thought was really cool is I finally convinced the doctor to go into the group and make like Q&A videos and like answer people's questions. So they'll actually have like a doctor answering their questions instead of just random Joe Schmoes answering questions, which I think is incredibly important. And then I was talking to him about, how to record his videos better and like how to retitle them and the hashtags he needs to use, and helped him out with that stuff today. And he didn't even know it until I told him. And I was like, I'm sure Sarah will tell you tomorrow. He was like, you did all that today? I'm like, yeah. He was like, you are awesome. I'm like, well, I love you and I love your practice and I love the fact that you're doing all of this and you do it for so cheap. And I had a conversation about why he does it for so cheap with him. And, he was like, most IVF doctors, they're going to make like a standard $5,000 to $7,000 per patient, regardless if they get them pregnant or not. Every time. It's nothing but a numbers game. He's like, I don't want to do that. He said, do you realize how many patients I see in a month? And he was like, that's a lot of freaking money. And it was like, for something that you're not even doing. And he made the funniest comment. He said, you realize that they've been doing like IVF in horse stalls over cows and sheep and all kinds of animals, and it's not as big of a procedure as we make it for humans. He's like, and they do it all the time and they do a great job. And he's like, we're over glorified as these IVF doctors, special fertility doctors. He was like, honestly, he was like, it should not cost as much as it does. He's like, that's why I do it for so much cheaper, which is how he only charges $7,000 for IVF, which is very affordable considering what you're getting. And he was like, it's not like I'm a plastic surgeon. I'm not an artist. I'm not somebody that makes perfect boobs or takes away, big time scars or whatever. He was like, if you're an artist like that, you can charge whatever the hell you want. He's like, but this is an actual service where you've got people who cannot have a baby without your help. They cannot complete their family. They cannot solve the problems of their heart without my help. And he was like, why would I charge out the roof to let somebody be able to become a mother or to let somebody become a father? He's like, I can't morally do that. Look at my hair. God bless America. So I just love him. Like, the more that I talk to him and the more that I get to know him and how he thinks, I'm just like, you are such a cool human being. Like, I love how you think this way. Like, you're not just greedy and you're not like, it's not herding cattle. I don't know about you, but I've been to so many doctors before where I felt like herded cattle. I felt like number 47, like you've got a number on your freaking forehead. You're just running through as a number and you don't feel special. You don't feel like he answered your questions. You felt rushed during your appointment. You didn't get to talk to him. You didn't get to know him. And this person's going to be between your freaking legs, messing with your stuff or cutting on you. And you didn't get to trust them. You just have to trust a piece of paper on their wall that says that they are able to do this on you. Like, I'm pretty sure that I've had to have longer conversations with people that, I've just held hands with or kissed or something, let alone cut me open, put me under. I mean, that takes a whole lot of trust when you are trying to meet a doctor who is going to develop babies for you, or any kind of doctor who's going to cut on you or whatever. Like, your life is literally in their freaking hands. And for doctors to assume that just because that they've graduated from some college and they have a friggin' degree hanging up on their wall, they've done this a few times, just for them to assume that we should automatically trust them, I think is really jacked. So I really appreciate a doctor who's like, sure, Ask me anything. I don't care. I'll answer any of your questions. What you want to know? I mean, like, that makes me feel so much better. I feel like I can really trust him. So I've had so many wonderful conversations with this doctor only in the last, month? I've known him for a month. I literally met him a month ago yesterday. And I feel like we're family. Like, hey, let's go do Shabbat together on Friday. Like, we are tight. So I loved helping him out today, putting all that stuff on social media for him. If you want to check out his page, it's called Fertility Partnerships. It's located in St. Louis or St. Peters, Missouri. If anybody or in this group is anywhere around this area, I'm in St. Louis right now. If anyone is around here, I'd love to meet you. I'm here till next Wednesday. So if you want to come say hey, I'm her. Stacy, you're so funny. I love you. So just a little bit of an update. That's kind of what has been going on tonight. That I was not expecting that little hiccup. But I figured it out. I'm really glad that I did. I was really terrified that I wasn't going to figure it out and that I was going to mess everything up. But luckily he answered the phone and I got my doctor to answer my questions. So everything is good. Everything is done. My last injection is done. Now it's on to tomorrow morning, picking my husband up at the airport at 9:30. I cannot freaking wait. And then Thursday morning going in at 8:15 for my retrieval. And I get to talk to him. I'll probably text him in a minute actually to ask him this, but I'm going to see if I can't get him to record my whole procedure and then post it. I think I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll get him to do it live. Maybe I'll go live in this group with it. I might do that. We'll see. I don't know. Let me talk to him about it and I'll let you guys know what I decide on doing. I'm definitely going to try to get him to record it regardless of if I use it right now or if I use it later. I'm definitely going to get him to record it. I like the idea of recording all this because I'll be able to use this later, you know, with my kids. Be like, hey, so this is how you came into this world. So as long as I keep it posted. Not happening. All right, y'all. I hope you guys have a good one. I'll leave this video up for a few minutes so you can go watch from the beginning if you've already gotten the first half of it. If you haven't, sorry. I love you. Bye.